Hello, my dear friends. This is your favorite Slavic friend, and today we're talking about foods from a Slavic view perspective in mind. Something new, something fresh. And as a woman, as a successful woman, we know that relationship to the things around us is actually what will make us or break us. And one of the big relationship is food, nutrition. And I always have in mind the woman I'm talking to, which is a successful woman who have a career, who maybe have a marriage or want to have a man. I have loads of content on dating. I have a lot of content on different topics regarding divine womanlyhood. And just on this account, I like to just spread some pieces of wisdom here and there, the things I learned from the books, from mentors, from investing in my education and growth, and maybe open your mind to some new possibilities, because I know that I had a job, I had a relationship that I was not happy with, and I managed to change my life like 180 degrees only because I was listening to the woman who had a different perspective on every day-to-day life, day-to-day things that we all experience. And one of them is food, nutrition. Now, I'm very blessed that I have not struggled with food the most as some women or people in today's world. So this is very touchy topic, but what better way to listen about a new perspective on a food from somebody who has good relationship with it. So let's start. I'm just recording this at one of my dating candidates are blowing up my phone, so they're trying to distract me, but no distractions for my ladies. So food can even make us or break us, even be like the wind in our wings on our journey of self-development as women, or it can slow us down. And the mindset around it is very important, because we consume food every day, and the way we think about it is also very important. So what is your relationship with food? How do we change life? We have more awareness of what are our relationship, what are our views on some things that we encounter every day. So your relationship with the food could even be like, oh, this is gonna make me fat, this is not gonna feel good, I shouldn't eat that. And then maybe you go into thinking, why did I eat that? You blame yourself for eating something. Or you can literally, what I learned from my mentor, sit and pray just for a few seconds in front of the food, slow down and just enjoy it and consume it. So always when I talk about food, those are two different mindsets. When I talk about anything, I talk about our brain, the way woman brain thinks, about our chemicals inside of our body, and also about the way forward. How can I make this one thing implement my life, implement my growth, instead of blocking me, instead of making me overthink about what I'm gonna eat, what I have eaten, regretting, and helping me just to feel good in the moment and continue feeling good throughout the day. So the first thing, let's talk about mind and our mind connection to the food. I do wish, my only desire from this video is, if you're interested, if you're listening, to leave a comment down below and to really answer this question, because this question will be your starting point of just bringing awareness, learning about your relationship with the food. Just answer it. What is my relationship with the food? What do you think about the food? For example, my mother only eats to survive, so she doesn't really put much effort into cooking food or preparing food. She does not research the food the same way I do, and I eat to enjoy. So we can have all, like, how many billion people is on the world, and we have that many billion different answers to this question, but this is your starting point. So what is your relationship with the food? What do you think about the food? How many of your thoughts go towards the food? It could be good, it doesn't have to be good, it just depends on you. So a lot of women, we overthink. It's me. I'm the first one. We overthink about a lot of different things. Overthinking means our brain is very, very much active, which is using a lot of energy from our body. And have you ever had that experience when, for example, what happened to me in the lectures? So I'm studying to become a life coach, and the first week of lectures I was exhausted. So it's once a month, we come out together on the weekend from 9 to 5 both days, and we just learn new things, experiment, brainstorm, give our opinions. And after first month I was so exhausted, I could sleep for days after. I was feeling okay, but so much energy went out of me. And the last weekend I had my lectures again. This is our third month, so third time I was in. And after Saturday I had a thought inside of my head. I was like, oh, this is fun. I don't know why I was so tired the first week. This is so fun. First and second month was so tiring for me. And then I realized that I overthought about everything and anything during those 2 days, that all the energy I had was just diminished. So all of the energy went inside of my brain. And this is scientifically proven, that our brain is only 2% of our body mass, but it consumes up to how many percent of energy? Depends on your brain activity. 27% of energy intake. Could be worse. I know that in that first weekend of lectures it was worse. Why is it consuming so much energy? Because I had so many negative thoughts, comparing myself to others and trying to give the best answer I could get to be the best student, instead of just sitting back and enjoying and trusting that I will understand everything what they're saying. Our relationship to food can be the same. You can either overthink what you're gonna eat, count all the calories, count all the fat, get one of those apps that calculate everything for you, or you can just trust yourself. Learn how to trust yourself with food. And as I said, this is a very touchy topic for some people, so let's go. There's no stopping now. So what are your thoughts around the food? If you're overthinking and it's affecting your life negatively to that point that it's affecting the quality of your life, you should truly sit down with yourself with open heart, open brain, and ask yourself, what can I do to make it less overwhelming, less overthinking about the food? That should be your journey to go on. But when you're on the other side, when you figure out the boundaries with the food, figure out the best diet for you, once you start eating the healthiest food for you, you will become the new version of yourself. And this is more easy said than done, but it's the same as with anything. I suffered from anxiety, from depression, and it took years. It took 3-4 years to be the person I am today, to get new habits, to put in some boundaries with myself. Who am I gonna date? Who am I not gonna date? what am I gonna eat, what I'm not gonna eat, how much I will exercise and how much I wouldn't. It is a process to bettering your life, no matter what area we are talking to. As a woman, as a divine woman, we strive to be better and better every day. And maybe at this moment for you, that's your diet, that's your relationship with the food. Maybe for somebody else, it's a relationship, like relationships, in a human relationship. Maybe somebody else is dating, maybe somebody third is exercising, maybe fourth person is on the journey to better relationship with the money. But all of them, development paths of a woman, different roads that we go on, it takes time. And I do recommend, the same as my every mentor I ever worked with, to take one at a time, because this part of developing the good relationship with the food that we are talking about today, but with anything else around you, takes effort. It takes effort to break from your old habits. It takes the gravity, because our brains just want to do what they know how to do. And maybe you had the same relationship with the food you have today since you were a child for decades. Maybe you inherited it from the family you grew up with, and it will take time and effort to consciously choose the different part, or try a new thing and then figure out it's not working for you, and then try the second thing, and then invest your time into something, invest your money into something, and follow through, and not follow through, and fail and try again. As every successful person is preaching, from, like I heard this from every successful person, they have a goal, and the only difference between them, rich successful people, and not successful people, is that they decided early on that this is their goal, and they're gonna do whatever it takes. They're gonna become like obsessed, like they will do whatever it takes to reach that goal. And it took that for me. I have a good relationship. I for now, what I think is, I have a good relationship with food, with my body, but for me it was relationships. I'm coming from the family of divorced parents, and I said I'm not gonna do ever that with my children. So it took like years of trying to get new habits in, trying new things, failing, trying another things, not succeeding, and then just pushing through, knowing that I will do anything. I invested like tens of thousands of euros. I became obsessed with changing this part of my life, changing the view of marriage. Before I thought marriage was just literally like chains and shackles, like prison. Now I'm a totally new woman. So it is possible for you with food. It is just a matter of, do you have a goal? What is your goal? What is the end point? And how obsessed are you to dedicate whatever time it needs for you to change it? And people mostly change because of two things. Even they're in so much pain that they do not see, like they cannot fall down lower than just they have to go forward, and they'll push through anything because they already felt that pain. Or least amount of people is motivated by just being the best version of yourself. There's not many of us, but I believe once when you see the fruits of improving one area of your life, you can't stop. So it's all about just starting that first thing. And 98% of the people, 97 to 98% of the human population, just stay where they are for the rest of our lives. And my favorite quote that I heard my mentor say, that I keep repeating on this YouTube channel, is, you want to live 1 year of your life 80 times over, or do you want to live 80 lifetimes in one? Which one are you gonna choose? Which one are you gonna let your children inherit? Do you want your children to have not most efficient relationship with the food or with a man? Or do you want more and better for their children? And I get it. Like most of the people, I'm Slavic woman, so I'm openly speaking out about a diet, even though I don't struggle with being overweight. But this is a little bit scary for me. I'm realizing what I'm talking about now. But do you want somebody who is gonna sugarcoat everything for you or tell you the truth? And the truth is, you can change. It can be tough, it can be hard, you can have so many hard nights and cry about it. But you as a human can develop new habits. And it takes a lot, but the first thing to it is clearance of where you're going, what's your goal, and dedication. So another thing I wanted to share is the way my ancestors taught me about food. Maybe it's gonna help somebody. It helped me. I realize so much today. I realize a lot every day, but today it was so special. My mother always was so aware of what we take inside of our body, and she made her like just decision to teach us children just not even what to eat, what not to eat, but how, like, if something is good for your body or if something is not good for your body. And my parents, as I was growing up, just since a little age, me and my brother, we always played some sport. We were active, not because we had a choice. We did not. There's no choice in Slavic households, almost none to children. But their thinking was they're gonna force the habit upon us children to just be physically active since little age. And it worked. It worked. I'm so grateful for my parents that firstly they taught me of importance of moving your body. And at today's day, like, I went on a holiday for a week. I did not go to the gym, move my body. I did a little bit of yoga, but that's not exercise. And my mental state, my mental health, my mental hygiene was so messed up afterwards that I was just back at it. I was like, I'm not doing this ever again. Ever again. But it's a little bit tough with the travel. And then my mother taught us that when you're eating a dinner, lunch, there should be only one carb on your plate. So if that's potatoes with vegetables, meat, it's only potatoes. Where, for example, my parents would always offer us bread with potatoes. But I remember since young age, I would be like, no, that's two different kinds of carbs, and we only eat potatoes or we only eat bread. This is just habits that were installed inside of my head, and I'm not saying all of them are good. I'm just saying my parents were very good in installing healthy living, like healthy body, good relationship with my body, with my health since day one, which as they were human, they fail in some other things, but we're not talking about those things. And if you're triggered now, this is my favorite part. If you're triggered now, hearing a woman, healthy woman, talking about her healthy habits, you should listen even closer. I get triggered all the time from my mentoring coaches. And then I know there's something inside of me that does not likes this because it's true. Or because I'm not living that story that would actually be good for me. whatever it is for you, come closer. Come closer. What I have learned, and this is gonna help you, and this is how I actually changed my mindset about dating and marriage and men. I was so triggered by my first mentor that I could not stop look at her and listen to her. And even though when I was inside of her mentorship program, I was still triggered sometimes, but I did not say, I'm not one of those people that will just go online and talk shit about other people, especially women. But it motivated, I still stayed, I still sticked around, and I now understand her. I now understand what she meant. So why are we getting triggered about different things, about different people talking about diets? Reading an amazing literature for my now coaching course that I'm attending, I have read just Stephen Covey's book of 7 habits of highly effective people. And interesting thing enough, he talks about the English is not my first time, the maturity continuum. And this is gonna trigger some people, but this is all the notes, all the truth. I listened to this like 4 times, I swear to God. And I know this in different, I heard about this in different kind of ways, because my today's mentor that I follow, meaning Fun, have her own maternity continuum, called a little bit different, with a little different stages, but it is basically how people function in the world, the level of maturity they have. And it does not depend, like, it has nothing to do with age, and it has nothing to do with education, although education does help. You can feel that you're very like open and educated about one thing, and you can have discussions about one thing, let's say marriage, and you feel very triggered and uneasy, and like you want to argue and rip this person's face off when they're talking about diet and food. It can be like different in different areas of your life. So what was he saying is that there's 3 types of adulthood people go through. There's dependent, independent, and interdependent. So dependent people can be dependent physically, emotionally, like money-wise. You can be dependent on a lot of different aspects, to a lot of different. Is it that you have to be dependent on other people, or somebody else to give you money, or somebody else's opinion about you? Independent is obviously you can do it by yourself. You don't need anybody else. You can feel emotionally secure with yourself. You don't need anybody else. You can get your own money. You can get your own emotions in like order. And then the top roof of adulthood is interdependence. When you realize, okay, I can give love to myself, but it's nice to give love to somebody else and receive something in return. We live in the world that's very much interdependent. We need one another to survive as a human species. We're a very social species, so we cannot just survive by ourselves. We tried during a COVID. How did that turn out? Don't let me start on that. So if you get upset about some people on the internet, which I also sometimes still do, about talking about certain things, you're dependent. You're dependent on proving somebody that your point of view is right, that your values are right, correct, that your opinions are what matters, that your story of past is the right one, and you're trying to defend it with everything possible, especially if you hear something for the first time. All you know about that topic, for example diet, is something you used to hear in past, and that's true for you. But hearing something new, it's challenging all of those knowings that you already know, challenging them. And then your brain goes, I'll have to defend my own knowing with my life, because if it turns out that I was wrong all along, or that my parents were wrong, or grandparents, it hurts so bad and so deeply. But if you want to change, you'll have to listen. Dependent people have to prove to others that they're right, that their point of view is right, that their reality is right, and that they cannot change. Independent people would be like, oh, I know this, or what, I'm already doing this, I'm already doing this, and this, and I'm gonna keep doing this because I see the results. And interdependent people will be curious. They will be like, oh, I know what I know, and I'm curious to see if there's anything else I could take out from this conversation, even one thing. So how can you raise your awareness from dependent on the same story of the past to being more independent or even interdependent perfectly? Just to be open. How to open your consciousness. How can you do that? And this is very true for the food as well. Are you dependent on food? Like, how is your relationship with the food? Do you depend on feeling good just by tasting that sweet? You can see how this dependency on something or someone can take out your freedom from choosing the life you want. Independent, you can be like, I don't need that to eat that food. I need to eat this, and this, and I will eat this. Just because there is rules that I made, I'm gonna eat it. And interdependent is you trust in yourself that you're gonna still keep healthy relationship with the food and still having that sweet and enjoying fully in it. Not blaming anything or anybody, just enjoying and giving yourself that joy, because you know that that little piece of cake is not gonna diminish your whole body and whole mindset and whole relationship on the food. And how to do this? You have the goal. Did you set your goal? And how dedicated you are. Coaching can be amazing for this, especially for educated women with careers who already are independent but want to become that. They know that something is missing from their life. They're missing that trust to move forward. They feel like they're stuck somewhere and they just want to move forward. Coaching can be great for you, and I have exciting news that I'm offering coaching sessions this time for free, because this is the first time I'm gonna actually invest in starting my own coaching business. So if you're interested in 4 coaching sessions with me, you can send me an email. I'll leave my email down below and we can work something out. So if you're interested in stepping out of your comfort zone, of your independence, and exploring some new ways of co-creating new relationships with food, with money, with men, with women, whatever it is that you feel like there's some space for improvement in this part of my life. And if you would like to work with me, I'll leave my email, and you just send me an email and we'll sort it out. And this is only going to be, I'm only taking applications for 3 weeks. So today is 29th of April. So for 3 weeks, I'll accept applications, and first 3 people I will take in, and we can work together. So yeah, if you're interested, the email is down below. And now, because I love talking about regulating yourself and just getting out of that space of mind that is overthinking, that those little voices in your head that are arguing with themselves, and you feel so exhausted, and you have good relationship with your food. This is important. You have good relationship with your food, and you're just sick of those voices inside of your head that maybe are talking about you dating, or maybe you said something in presentation, or maybe you said something in class, or you did not do this thing right and you did not do that thing right. You know, the same way all women think. This is the little tip, this is a little spice that I can offer you. Only if you have a good relationship with your food. How can you stop those thoughts? Is hearing them, sitting down with them. But if you're literally journaling and your head feels so tired from all of these thoughts coming from all the different directions, and you know you're so familiar with them, but it is a process. As I said, it is a process of just letting them go, and just, instead of thinking about them, bringing in new habits. One tip that you can stop those thoughts inside of your head spiraling even more and more and more. It means that we have a saying in Serbia. We have the saying, when you eat a lot, your head is kind of like empty, you can't think as fast, and we say all the blood went to your belly. All the blood went to your belly. And when you overthink, all the blood is going through your brain. And maybe you're even kind of like have those negative thought loops, which is sometimes it's very hard to get out of them and be aware that you're having them. What helps is exercise, moving your body, as I said, just making your heart rate going up so it pumps up more blood, and then blood rejuvenates itself and it moves quicker through your body. So 30 minutes of cardio, as I said. And this is a new special tip that can be dangerous. So think about this one, is when you're having all of your blood is in your head thinking about these things that upset you, to calm your nervous system, you can ask yourself, what would you like to eat now? Are you hungry? What would you like to eat now? And if there's a specific thing you want to eat, you go and get it, and you eat it slowly. You taste all of the flavors inside of your mouth. You can even eat with your fingers, because involving our senses, our body, in experience takes us out of our head. So if we eat with our fingers, we are not inside of our head because we are touching food with our fingers. People from India do this, and I think it's genius. If we are really concentrating, oh, how does this feel? Or if we start counting the amount of time we chew, which I already know, I wonder I only chew a few times and I swallow, and sometimes I choke, because we're supposed to chew 31 times. 31? So if you concentrate on maybe eating with your fingers, tasting of foods, chewing it 31 times, what is happening? Your thoughts start breaking away. And you know what also fun thing is? Once when you consumed with joy all the food as a woman, when you joyfully consume a food, not overeat. We don't eat, I'm not talking about eating for pleasure. Also, eating for pleasure brings us joy at this moment, but it doesn't resolve our problems. Those thoughts still come back. But if we are trying to resolve the problem and we are not getting anywhere with it, eating will give us a break. Eating will force our blood to go from our head to our belly, and we'll hit the pause, only temporarily. We'll hit the pause of our thinking, and we find a time to breathe and feel the food, taste the food. And what this can help you with, if you're not abusing this method, is it will give you a break. It will give your brain a little bit break, a little separation. Maybe you can go for a little walk after eating, if you're lucky enough to have that time, or concentrate on something else. And then later, when you think about that problem that you're trying so hard to resolve in that moment when you were overthinking, the answer will come more easy, or even better, the answer will come by itself. We do not have to overthink about it. If we do, because it's our really, really old and ancient habit, we can activate our body by doing cardio, rejuvenating our blood, or we can really enjoy something that we want to eat and give our brain a break. Because if we're talking about body, awareness cannot be focused on two things at the same time. Although we women do have that blessing from the God that we can feel two different things at the same time, our consciousness and awareness cannot be present and zoomed in at two things at the same time. So we're even in our thought, we're even in our cardio in the gym, we're even walking outside, or we're either enjoying the food. We cannot think and enjoy the food. We cannot think and exercise. And if you do exercise, you will know that. So that's my little tip that I'm so happy I shared with you. If you would love to work with me on your energy, on your moving forward, on your new goals, and how to get to them, only by the best way you know, the best way for you. If you need your roadmap to your success in any area of your life, my email will be down below, and I hope I see you soon. Until next time.